Busiest travel day of the year. We've got full coverage from Extreme Weather Team. Sam starts us off outside in Times Square. Rough morning out there, Sam.
Yeah, it has been, George. We're in a break right now in Times Square, but we're 10 minutes away from another deluge of rain, and that's the way it's going to go almost all day long. Let's take a quick look at the radar, and we'll show you how this rain goes from the deep south all the way up into Maine and beyond. Quick zoom in for some look at some road surfaces. There's some watches and warnings out. 11 states have flood watches from Georgia to Maine. 12 states from Florida to Maine have wind weather watches, warnings, or advisories, and 11 states have winter weather watches, warnings, or advisories. That storm animation takes this storm out of the way by late tonight into tomorrow morning. It's gone. The only thing that's left is cold air and wind. Right now, just north of New York City, we have flood warnings. We also have flood warnings just west of New York City, right around the New Jersey Turnpike, and that's where our Ginger Z is. Good morning, Ginger. How are those roads?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, right now we've got a steady flow of traffic, Sam. And of those 43 million Americans that are traveling, 39 million will be right here on the roads. So the snow, the ice, the pounding rain, that's going to be trouble. It goes from miserable to dangerous.
This morning, a holiday horror show from Mother Nature. Possible tornadoes reported in Florida, and in eastern North Carolina, a state of emergency declared. At least 2 people injured. Evacuations ordered as 77-mile-per-hour winds damaged buildings and knocked out power to at least 6,000 homes.
It sounded like a freight train.
The neighbor's roof and his chimney was in our backyard.
Gusts sending this trampoline up a tree and this 2x4 through a wall. On the road, hundreds of accidents across at least 13 states on this, one of the busiest travel days of the year. In southeast Pennsylvania, this school bus flipped onto its side, sending the driver and 14 high school students to the hospital. This guy near Pittsburgh found himself upside down in his car.
I just lost control and hit the side of the bridge, and I guess I spun.
In Michigan, a truck jackknifes, narrowly missing this stopped vehicle. In New York, as dancers rehearse for tomorrow's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, big concern for the balloons. Howling winds could keep them grounded for the first time in more than 40 years. In 1997, similar winds caused a 6-story Cat in the Hat to slam into a light post, showering crowds with debris, nearly killing one woman.
You know that there's something going on when we're starting the day in New York City in the low 60s and then Pensacola, Florida in the low 40s. So big changes to come in that wind you were talking about, Sam.
Yep, and big changes in those temperatures as well, Ginger, brought by that wind. Hey, let's talk a little bit about the travel conditions because the rest of the nation is looking at the East Coast going, we're fine. And you're right. But take a look at what happens to the eastern seaboard all day long today. That smash up of snow, ice, and rain that doesn't leave until later tonight. But all that dry weather from the rest of the country sweeps in for the rest of the weekend. Here's a real look at what snowfall totals are looking like. We are dropping those snowfall totals right around the western part of New York State. This storm system will not phase to be a big snowmaker there, but it is an inconvenient snowmaker, that's for sure. Our Rena Ninan is in Rochester, New York. Good morning, Rena.
Hi, Sam. Good morning. Thanksgiving maybe tomorrow, but here in Rochester, it is a winter wonderland. And here's why. Nearly a foot of snow. This is fantastic snow for building a snowman. Not so good if you have to drive through it. Take a look at the video of the conditions we drove through along I-90. If you have to hit the roads today, remember to not use cruise control on icy roads and to consider packing one of these to brush off the snow and the horrible weather conditions you'll be faced with, Sam.
Oh, yeah, Rena, you'll need one of those. Even though the snowfall totals are a little less, it's tough to drive through 4 to 7 inches of snow no matter what you're doing, especially for the holidays. So just a quick roundup is that we've got travel troubles on the roads with the wet surfaces and wind problems today on the eastern seaboard from probably Washington, D.C. north will cause those airport delays. Let's get back inside the studio, gang.
And speaking of that, Sam, thank you so much.